Hey everybody, Sharon here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in the new title update for Lost Snowmen, going for the last category of Relax Rooms levels. So we're going to do all of the island category levels today. Starting out with the first one. For this one, you're going to be controlling two of the small guys. They're going to be in sync with one another, so moving one is going to move the other. What you want to do first, you want to make sure you focus on the top one. Make sure you try to jump up here and then push this crate onto the button. Then you're going to need to resync them up by moving them all the way over to the left. Once they are on the same plane, just make sure you try to get them both over to the right, clear the gap, and then use the top one to drop the crate on the bottom one. Then just jump into the spikes to finish yourself off, and that should take care of the first level. Moving on to level 2, this one's probably going to be the most complicated of the bunch, so pay very close attention. Big guy is going to go into the shaft, then make sure you switch over to the bomb guy. You're going to want to duck and then make sure you step on the blue button. Then the small guy is going to come up here and then jump into the gap. Then back over to the bomb guy. Make sure you move over to the right and you want to make sure you stand up so you're pressing both green and yellow. Small guy is going to go up here and then back to the bomb guy. Make sure you duck and then make sure you are on both green and blue and then quickly stand up and then duck again. Your goal is to just get the big block to drop down a little bit, and then once you have it drop down, you should be able to move across with the small guy. Switch back to the bomb guy. Make sure you stay ducking and then make sure you move over to this corner. You want to be at the lower elevation and then make sure you throw a snowball to the right to clear the blockage right here. With that out of the way, we don't need the big guy anymore, so make sure you try to place him directly underneath the bigger of the movable blocks. So make sure you are on the big guy and then have him stand right here. Then back over to the bomb guy, make sure you try to flip the buttons to get the thing to drop. That should take care of the big guy. Take the bomb guy off of the buttons and then place him at the bottom of the shaft. Then over to the small guy, push the box down the shaft in order to crush him. And then finally, you're just going to jump into the spikes to finish yourself off. That should take care of that level, and then we can move on to the next one. For this one, we're going to start with the small guy. Make sure you move him over to the button in the corner. Then it's going to be up to the bomb guy. Use the ducking ability to get under here and then push this button. Then finally with the big guy, you need to make sure you quickly punch the right side and then punch the left side and then quickly jump into the spikes. If you did it quick enough, you should take out all three of them roughly at the same time, and that should be that level. Moving on to this level, this one's going to also be a little complicated and has to be done in a very specific order. So make sure you get on to the small guy. Make sure you are pressing the left button. That should open up the barrier to get the panda across. Make sure you get it into the middle. Once it's there, make sure you get onto the bomb guy. Quickly do red to drop the panda down in the middle, and then make sure you do yellow in order to drop him to the bottom. That should kill the big guy, and then we could switch over to the small guy. You're going to want to hold the blue button so we can get the gorilla in the middle. So just make sure you keep that blue button held. Once the gorilla's in the middle, make sure you get off it to lock him in. Then we're going to jump up here. Make sure you keep the small guy in this gap right here in order to keep the blocks from coming back, and then make sure you switch to the bomb guy. You're going to want to use the red button in order to drop the gorilla down to the lower spot. Then you're going to want to hold the yellow button, and then your goal is to try to get the gorilla onto the right. You are going to need to hold the yellow button when the gorilla is on the right side, as the yellow button's also going to control the blocks in the middle, and we don't want the gorilla to drop down to be in the same quadrant as the panda. Now, once you get the gorilla locked down on the right, make sure the bomb guy is pressing the yellow button. The little guy is going to drop down and then press the green button in order to get the gorilla to drop down. The gorilla is going to kill the bomb guy. Quickly, as the little guy, make sure you jump over to the panda and then have him kill you, and that should take care of that level. Moving on to this level, this one's going to be a solo affair with just the little guy. Drop down here, hit that button, and then you're going to push this crate down. Make sure you get it into the corner. Then this crate's going to go on this button, and that's going to make a stack, which is going to allow you to get back up to the starting area. Make sure you wrap around here. You're going to need to push this box over here, and this one's going to go on this button, which is going to clear the spikes. Drop down on the spikes, and that should take care of that level. And then we should be on to the last level. Now, it's going to be right here that I'd like to point out a glitch that may or may not occur for you. If you happen to beat the last level of this set and happen to go over the par time, it is not going to give you the achievement for beating all of the levels in the set. So in other words, if you happen to go over 40 seconds and then beat the level, you are going to have this glitch occur. So make sure you do practice so you can actually beat this last level in under the par time, which is going to be 40 seconds. So as you are playing this level, make sure you keep an eye out on the timer, and if it does go over 40 seconds, just make sure you back out to the level select and restart the level. If the glitch does happen, you are going to have to replay the entirety of all of the relax rooms, so make sure you try to avoid it and then just be better safe than sorry. With that out of the way, we're going to start the level. Make sure you move the small guy off of the block, then switch over to the big guy, drop him down to the lower part, and then use him to push the block over here to the right of these blocks. Get the bomb guy down to the bottom. Make sure you throw a snowball at the big guy. He's going to shoot up and then break the blocks atop, dropping this box. Back to the small guy, make sure you jump on top of the big guy and then use the boost to get yourself onto the higher ledge. Then for this next part, you have to make sure you are very quick on this. So position the big guy underneath this crate. Then what you're going to need to do is you need to make sure you switch to the bomb guy. The bomb guy is going to throw a snowball at the big guy, which should shoot him up. He should break the blocks, which is going to cause the box to drop. Now, what you need to do in order to kill him is you need to make sure while he is in the air, you want to switch over to the big guy. Now, what's normally going to happen after launching him like this is as soon as he gets back down to where he launched from on the ground, he's going to turn into an ice cube, which is going to prevent the box from killing him. So what you need to do is you need to make sure you switch to him while in midair, and then as soon as you touch the ground, you need to make sure you unfreeze. That way, once the box does catch up to you, it can kill you while you are unfreezing. That should take care of the big snowman, so we're going to work on the bomb guy next. Make sure you duck and then use your snowballs in order to blow up the left side right here. Then we're going to drop down into the gap, use your duck to get over to the right, and then you're going to blow out these blocks from the underside. The crate should fall down and kill you, and then to wrap up the level, just switch over to the small guy. Jump into the spikes for the level clear, and that should take care of the last level of the category, which should get you the achievement. 200 gamer score for this one, and that's all there is to it.